Go for it.
Alright. I almost sat on stiff. That'd be weird. Oh, hello. Alright.
Hello.
Hello. This is Megan.
And Sue in the restricted section.
Today we're going to be doing the garden book tag.
And we were tagged by Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf, and she also created the tag.
Yes.
So we'll have her video down below.
Definitely. Today we are drinking
Key Lime.
Yeah, Contact High Lime.
From Hands Brewing.
Yes.
And we've already been drinking on it, as you can probably tell by all the lipstick on mine.
It's interesting. It's not quite as limey as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there.
Oh yeah.
But I was hoping, especially since key lime, I don't know. I thought it'd be like a sweeter lime, I guess, and it's more of a tart lime.
It's pretty bitter. Pretty bitter. So the first one is the Rambler Rose.
A long read with multiple main characters and plot lines. It twists, turns, and puts on a show with language.
Oh my. For this one, I went maybe a predictable route, and I said Lord of the Rings. Really, any of them. I have Return of the King right here, but I think it is pretty well known that Tolkien is very detailed. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of plot twists and lots of main characters in these books. So
I chose one that's probably predictable for me. And that's A Brief History of Seven Killings by Marlon James. This has follows several main characters, follows a lot of different stories. It follows a lot of different stories and a lot of plot lines, and it all comes together in one beautiful magical book. So, there you go.
Perfect. The next one is Hybrid Tea Rose.
And this is Modern and Long Lasting, a collection of memorable 20th or 21st century poetry or short stories that stay with you for a long time.
All right. For this one, I chose Complete Poems 1913 to 1962 by E.E. Cummings. I love E.E. Cummings. I don't talk about that a whole lot because I don't talk about poetry a whole lot, I guess, but I think the poems are beautiful.
I hate when people think my last name is Cummings.
That is really irritating. It's
because
not.
it's not.
It's not.
I chose this collection of the year's best fantasy and horror.
Ooh.
And it's from 1997,
Nice.
I think. So it's an older one. But I don't even know how I ended up with this, but there's all kinds of people. There's Ray Bradbury,
Ooh.
Joyce Carol Oates,
Okay.
Emma Donohue's in here. Like, there's all kinds of short stories and poems. I'm not sure if it's all short stories and poems, but because I haven't read the entire thing. I've read bits and pieces. But every story I've read out of it has been very memorable, and every poem as well. I actually still have an assignment from high school,
Nice.
from my high school creative writing class in here, because I had to read a short story and like rewrite it,
Okay.
make it your own, and I chose one out of this book.
So they taught you how to plagiarize?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I've really enjoyed what I've read out of this, and I'm wanting to pick it up and read some more.
It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that.
All right, next up we have lilacs.
I love lilacs.
Me too, they smell
They
so
smell
nice.
so pretty. We have lilac bushes outside my house, my parents' house. Okay, lilacs are a seasonally inspired book that you look forward to visiting every year.
I did not have an answer to this question. I don't reread books very often, and there aren't really that I reread seasonally. So Harry Potter makes me think of Christmas. That's really all I've got, but I don't really reread anything.
Yeah. I'm not much of a rereader either, so I kind of struggled with this one too, and again, I don't really read seasonally. But I chose How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss because I do usually revisit this story in some shape or form every Christmas, whether it's the book or the movie, or even the Jim Carrey movie, because I like that movie.
I'm not
I'll
gonna hate
admit
on
it.
that. I'm not gonna hate on that. That's pretty solid. Okay. Bleeding Heart.
A beautiful, dark work that broke your heart. We both chose The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Just beautifully written, but deeply sad.
Very, very sad.
Yes.
Yes. Soul-crushingly sad. All right. Queen Anne's Lace.
A work that is sometimes seen as a weed, but that you see for what it is, great literature.
I chose Walden by Henry David Thoreau. Apparently, a lot of people hate it. I don't really know why, because I really love it. I guess maybe Thoreau is super passionate about the let's go live alone in nature thing, and maybe can get a little pretentious about it. Still really beautifully written, though. Still great writing.
I haven't read that. I kind of struggled with this one too, but I went with The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I don't know if this is really that widely disliked, but I know you dislike it.
I do. Yes, I do dislike it.
And I think a lot of
Very
people
much.
struggle getting through it because I think people get caught up on that turtle chapter.
God damn that turtle chapter.
That turtle chapter's rough,
Ooh.
but yeah, I really like it.
Okay.
So.
That's solid. Forget Me Not.
An Early Bloomer, a work you read early in life and will never forget.
I sadly do not have my copy of this. I think it's at my grandma's house still, hopefully. But The Three Little Kittens was mine that I chose. It was a little golden book, but that's the book I had memorized before I could read.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I went with one I read a little bit later in life than that, and I went with On the Beach by Neville Shute. I read this when I was probably like 13. I just found it in the library and read it, and it's a post-apocalyptic book. Well, actually, it's a just apocalypse book. Like they're in the midst of this nuclear war that
Shit's going down.
That has is killing the entire planet slowly. And this follows like the last survivors who are going to die.
Okay.
They know they're going to die.
Okay.
But they're in the southern hemisphere, and so the radiation hasn't reached them yet. And I don't know, something about this book just really stuck with me. It's just always, I don't know. Maybe it might be like the first sort of apocalypse book I ever read, which, I love me a good apocalypse book, so maybe I was just like entranced by it, but I loved it.
I actually bought that book at the library sale because Sue told me it was awesome. So
Which I haven't read it since I was 13, so I hope it's as awesome as I remember it being.
I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. All right. Pansies.
A classic that's losing popularity. Once upon a time, everyone had them in their garden or library, but now they're being replaced with begonias.
I did not have a pick for this. I'm going to be honest.
Jeez, Megan.
I suck. No pick for this.
My pick could be controversial.
I agree with your pick. It's a good pick.
I went with the Holy Bible.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people are sort of turning away from religion in general, but or maybe I'm just surrounding myself with like-minded people. That could be it, but
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a good thing, but I'm
fond of that
I don't
trend.
have religion in general, I feel just breeds hatred and violence, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, because I don't think that I think Jesus' message is fantastic, but unfortunately a lot of Christians don't actually follow his message.
No.
So, but this Bible was given to me by my grandmother, so I will always keep and cherish it, but I am not a religious person.
I'm not buying what it's selling.
I guess we should give a bit of an introduction here.
My camera fucked up and it cut off our garden tag.
Well, there's only, two parts missing?
There's 2 parts missing, yeah.
So we're going to quickly redo them right now and insert it.
Now, yes.
So let's do that. So the first one's Trillium. Native to North America, in some provinces and states, it's illegal to pick these. A banned or challenged book.
For my banned or challenged book, I chose Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's a pretty classic dystopian novel. I feel like everyone knows what this is about.
And I chose Native Son by Richard Wright, which is a really important book, especially given some recent events.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is about a young black man who kills a white woman. He literally does kill her. But it's really I think it was banned for violence and I think sexual content, although I don't really remember there being any sexual content in here. So I don't know. But yeah, it really shows how terribly black men were treated at this time, and unfortunately
Still are.
Things aren't quite as bad as they were then. I think this is set in the 30s, in the 1930s.
Right.
Things aren't quite so bad, but unfortunately black men still
Face a lot of
face
racism.
very similar issues.
So the next one is Orchid, a work that was as challenging to read and maintain as an orchid.
And I chose a book that I actually haven't read yet, but I can only imagine how challenging A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking will be when I get around to it. So, yeah, I expect my mind to be thoroughly blown by this.
I said 3 Parts Dead by Max Gladstone. This is a book about... I read this book for my Read Harder challenge because I had to read a book about religion. And this was about a firm of craftsmen or craftswomen who are like witches who bring gods back from the dead. And I thought it would be kind of cool. It was really hard for me to continue reading just because there was so much going on with the book that like I didn't really care about any of it because I wasn't super invested in any one thing because there were 20 different things going on. So I think I read, it was about 70% of the way through the book before I gave a fuck. Because there was just too much going on. Like there are like witches, there's like mega churches, kind of like Catholicism. There's vampires, there's space stealing, there's like 20 different things going on.
This is the first book in the series, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like setting all this shit up.
I wonder. I kind of wonder because it's just like, it's too much. Way too much.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So I just didn't get super invested until the end. The ending was really cool. Like the ending made up for most of the book. Not all of it, but most of it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So now back to
And
our
and
original,
back to before.
our original video.
Yeah. All right. So Fern.
A book that sparked your initial interest in a topic before sporing into a whole TBR of books on that topic.
All right. So for this one, I chose a book. I hated this book, just to let you know. Stiff by Mary Roach. The subject matter was interesting, but the way that she approached it and the way that she wrote it was terrible. Not good. It took me forever to finish this book because it was fucking terrible. But it did make me read, it kind of led to me reading a few other books in like the medical field, which I dig. So I read, because of this book, I read 1,000 Naked Strangers by Kevin Hazard. And I kind of because of this book, I read Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doughty. Yeah, whatever. And I have a few other like medical books that I would like to read. So though this book was terrible, good things came of it.
All right.
Yes.
And let me fix my sleeve. I chose a book that I read as a child that I don't have a copy of. I think I gave my copy to my best friend, Whitney, actually. But it was called The Dollhouse Murders by Betty Wright. And I chose this because I feel like it kind of opened the door to like creepy, macabre,
Nice.
like stuff like that for me, because when I was a kid, I'm like the black sheep in my family in that regard. Like none of my sisters, my parents, nobody likes horror movies or anything like that. So I didn't see any of them until I became friends with my friend Whitney, who introduced me to like horror and stuff like that, and then I was like,
Ooh.
I love it.
Need it.
Yeah, so yeah, I picked that book. It's about,
Nice.
I think in the book, if I recall correctly, a girl has a dollhouse, finds a dollhouse that's like a replica of her house, and then the dolls start, like, she'll find the dolls and they're like reenacting the murder of her great-grandparents or something. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
It was weird and creepy and I loved it.
That's awesome. Right up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the last one is a bonus question. I don't know what we get if we answer the bonus question. Because when I was in school, if you answered the bonus question, you got like a sticker or something.
Yeah. Amy, send us a sticker.
We need a sticker. So bonus question, what is your favorite flower?
Do I go first?
You can go first this time.
Well, mine is the Black-Eyed Susan, of course.
Obviously.
Of course.
Obviously. Your eyes aren't black, though.
No, but neither is the middle of a Black-Eyed Susan. It's
That's
brown, like my eyes.
Like your eyes.
Yeah, but no, I really do like Black-Eyed Susans
They're pretty.
and daisies, like that type of flower.
Wildflowers.
That style of flower. Is
Style.
that a thing?
Yeah, that's
Is
a
that
thing. It's a
they
thing.
they look similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally a thing. I said orchids and lilies. I like them.
Lilies.
Lilies. Like
Where
your
is
goddamn
she?
cat.
My goddamn cat.
Motherfucking cat. Her cat's crazy.
Yeah, she's been especially terrible today.
Batshit
I think
crazy.
she might have finally calmed down somewhere, but she was like knocking shit over, tearing holes in the wall.
Batshit bonkers crazy. Like her head spun around like The Exorcist.
Yeah, she told us our mother sucked cocks in her
Just she threw up pea soup. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Ooh. So what did we what was our overall conclusion about this beer?
I like it, I don't love it.
Same.
It does have a very bitter aftertaste.
It's really
not
like-
extremely bitter, but pretty bitter.
It's really dry.
Like
Like it's a dry taste.
yeah, I guess I could see that, but yeah, I'm not in love with it. It's just okay.
Yeah. Also, we were a little bit bummed because it said you should pair it with street tacos.
Yeah, we don't have those here.
We don't
There's
have
like
street
nowhere
tacos
in this
here.
town that sells street tacos.
No. Alright, so we are going to tag Adam from Memento Mori because he's one of our faves.
Yes, and we're also going to tag Nathan James, who is a new booktuber, so you guys should go check
Yeah.
him out.
Check out his channel.
And we've been loving his videos already, so
Yes, check him out for sure. Alright, so that's it for us. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you're not already subscribed, I mean, all you gotta do is click the button. Like if you take your hand, maybe you use your left hand, I use my right hand, and you just click subscribe, you get to watch us all the time. It's pretty fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have links below to our other social media if you
Yeah.
want to check that out. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.